Elon Musk versus Jeff Bezos. Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, two of the biggest names in the technology industry. For Bezos, he is the undisputed king of e-commerce, having built Amazon into one of the most successful companies on the surface of the earth. Elon Musk, on the other hand, is the real-life Tony Stark, the man with a real eye for technology. He champions what is currently the car company with the highest market value on the planet, Tesla. Interestingly, Tesla makes far fewer vehicles than its other competitors. For instance, in 2020, Tesla was expected to deliver 500,000 car units compared to Toyota's 10 million. For Musk, it is not about the numbers, it is about the vision. Tesla remains the worldwide leader in electric cars, and in 2020, Tesla's stock rose so high that Musk secured to himself over $100 billion in personal wealth due to Tesla's impressive stock. This huge jump in personal wealth took Musk above Bill Gates and into second place on the list of the richest people on the planet, with an estimated personal fortune of $155 billion. Musk is the second only to, you guessed it, Jeff Bezos, who is estimated to have a personal fortune of $185 billion, according to Bloomberg. These two men may be sitting atop the list of the richest men in the universe, but that duel between first and second is only a portion of a seemingly long-standing feud between the two tech moguls. In the days of the Cold War, it was Russia and the United States who slugged it out in the space race. Russia set the pace by being the first to launch into space. The United States were livid to have been beaten by their sworn enemies. Their response? To be the first to land men on the moon. And so they did. Today, the battle for the future of space travel is not between two national superpowers, but rather between two hugely ambitious tech entrepreneurs. On one side is Jeff Bezos and his company Blue Origin, and on the other side is Elon Musk and SpaceX. The battle between Musk and Bezos is by no means a Cold War, but with both men adding fuel to the fire at different occasions and neither party showing the slightest suggestion of ever conceding to the other, the United States versus Russia is now Bezos versus Musk. Nothing illustrates ambition better than these two men, Musk and Bezos. When both of them entered the space exploration industry, neither of them really knew what space exploration was about, but that didn't matter to them. Their drive, ambition, and commitment to the cause were all they had to go by. Years after, that ambition is clearly driving both Blue Origin and SpaceX to unprecedented heights. While both men might be the focus of attention in the tech world, with many aspiring techpreneurs tailoring their careers after the paths of these two men, many people don't often see the subtle differences between the management styles and persons of these men. Musk is the unconventional leader, a tech genius in his own right, whose mantra seems to be to challenge the status quo and redefine by ourselves what our futures will look like. He is eccentric, charismatic, and inspirational. Then, on the other hand, there's Bezos. He is the uncompromising business tycoon, a man with a laser-focused vision. He is unyielding, unrelenting, and won't take no for an answer. He carries a reputation as a commanding leader, a man on the mission. The two men may have never found themselves on the collision course they are currently on if they had stuck to their primary companies. But their quest for space domination has led them to where they are now. With SpaceX, Musk is looking to colonize Mars. For Bezos, Blue Origin is about establishing a true industrial base in space. It may not seem like it, but it was Bezos who first ventured into the space exploration industry with Blue Origin 2 years before Musk began with SpaceX. But Bezos initially struggled with his Blue Origin initiative, no thanks to his financial challenges with his primary company Amazon, who came perilously close to going bankrupt in 2002. Though an initial distraction, when Amazon came back on its feet, Bezos quickly regained his passion for space, settling down to work in the small Texas town of Van Horn, where he has discovered a perfect launching site for his future rockets. Bezos was always tight-lipped about his space plans, a trait that still colors the way Blue Origin operates, as opposed to Musk and his SpaceX team, who are always loud about everything they do. Musk had began his quest into space exploration in 2003. He also went into Texas looking for a perfect base to erect his launching pads where he could launch his rockets with the grand plan of sending humans to the moon and then to Mars. In Texas, he found a spot. Musk and his Space Exploration Technology Corp, SpaceX, got down to work. These were the foundations of the rivalry that will dominate modern space travel. A rivalry between the men who were to become the world's richest. Ever since, Blue Origin and SpaceX have continued to set the pace on the private space exploration market, outpacing the likes of Boeing and Lockheed Martin. They continue to slug it out, doing their best to outmaneuver each other. In May 2020, Musk's SpaceX sent out the first American astronauts to fly from American soil since 2011. The names of the astronauts were Robert Behnken and Douglas Hurley. By November 2020, SpaceX Falcon 9 rockets successfully transported 4 more astronauts to the International Space Station. It was the first mission of its kind executed by a commercial operator. Bezos and Blue Origin have not sat back idly watching Musk and SpaceX grab all the headlines. In 2021, Bezos aims to launch a rocket that will be bigger and stronger than Musk's Falcon 9. Already, Bezos has revealed plans to design a module that will land astronauts on the surface of the moon for the first time since 1972. Bezos has already launched a space capsule that contained a mannequin, Skywalker, in preparation for his own manned missions. The race is on. Musk and Bezos do not particularly see eye to eye. Recently, Musk described Bezos as a copycat after Bezos' Amazon recently acquired a company called Zoox. Technically, Musk appeared to describe Bezos on Twitter with a yellow cat icon, which was widely interpreted to mean that Musk was describing Bezos as a copycat. It wasn't hard to link the dots. It was clear that Amazon's $1.2 billion purchase of Zoox was executed to give Amazon a more even playing field in the self-driving market space, an area where Tesla is apparently leading the way. The rumors of Amazon's purchase of Zoox had always been swirling around as Amazon looked to beef up their package delivery process. It might surprise you, but Musk and Bezos weren't always on the opposing sides. In fact, there was a time when they could have been described as space buddies. In 2003, they were both guests of Thomas Fiddick, a man who had worked with both Musk and Bezos. He was aware of their mutual interests in space exploration, and Fiddick thought it might be a great idea for both men to join forces. According to Fiddick, he believed the meeting went well and was indeed fun. But when Musk was asked about the meeting, he did not seem to play the same tune. Musk claimed he had given Bezos some valuable advice, which he clearly ignored. Apparently, the seeds of a long-lasting feud were already sown. In 2008, Musk and Bezos found themselves facing each other in court over an employee who had left SpaceX to join Blue Origin. Musk was livid. His lawyers accused the employee of breaching his contract with SpaceX, also citing that Blue Origin had tried to poach several staff from SpaceX. Eventually, the lawsuit was dismissed out of court, but the war between the two parties had only just begun. There would be further clashes between the two companies to follow. In 2013, SpaceX made an attempt to gain exclusive use of NASA's 39A launch pad. Blue Origin had filed a rival bid for the launch pad, but then they went further. They filmed a formal protest with the United States government. Their argument was that granting SpaceX exclusive use of the launch pad would give them a monopoly. Musk found it hilarious and delivered a scathing response to Bezos and Blue Origin. He called it a phony blocking tactic and described the protests as a case of launch site envy. Musk mocked Blue Origin for having failed to launch as much as a toothpick into orbit. Musk felt Blue Origin had no right to lay any claim to the usage of 39A, saying that if Blue Origin managed to present any vehicle that could stand up to the scrutiny of NASA standards, then his company would be willing to accommodate their needs. He didn't stop there. He concluded by saying the chances of that happening, that is Blue Origin building a standard spacecraft, were about the same as discovering unicorns dancing in the flame duct. SpaceX won the dispute, and to rub the salt into the wounds, the staff at SpaceX celebrated the victory by decorating the 39A launch pad with 100 inflatable unicorns. Such savagery. Not long after, Musk and Bezos found themselves in yet another dispute. This time, the bone of contention was the plan to use drone ships to provide safe landing platforms for reusable rockets. The idea of landing and reusing rockets made a lot of economical sense to the space explorers. Using drone ships for safe landing was one of the preferred solutions. But Bezos had a plot to frustrate Musk's chances of using that idea. Bezos claimed that the idea of using drone ships for safe landing was his. In his defense, he produced a patent as evidence that it was his idea and he was the first to develop it. But Musk was having none of it. He argued that the idea was as old as half a century, as many engineers had discussed the solution for years. Again, Musk won the legal dispute. Observing the rivalry between Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos is truly intriguing. Whatever you might think of their feud, it is clear that these are men with the same enormous ambitions to dominate commercial space travel. What we are seeing now are only the humble beginnings of a future industry that will completely change our idea of commercial travel. Bezos and Musk are men that will be around for a long time, making more billions traveling through the stars. Who do you guys think will win the war? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.